guys, Lucky Star Shi-Roku here, and I am back. Now, I know I initially said that these monthly breaks were more for my editor, but I thought it would be a good idea for me to take a little bit of time for myself as well, just to relax and refresh myself a little bit as well. Still doing little bits and pieces here and there in the background, you know, getting things ready for when I did return, but still taking a little bit of time to myself as well. And in that time, I had a lot to think about. Thinking about how I could overall improve the quality, you know, improve overall stuff on the channel, like how I can improve the quality of the content, how I can improve the productivity, the speed in which how things are processed, you know, just generally making overall improvements and changes to the overall video making process. So yeah, that's what the past few months have basically been like for me. So in this video, I am going to talk you through all of the changes that I have come up with. There is a much bigger channel update video coming soon as well, but these are more the immediate changes. Like this, again, there's a much bigger channel update video coming, but this one's just the more immediate stuff that I thought I needed to get. These are just the changes that I need to make right now to continue. There's a much bigger one coming, but again, we'll get to that later. So, let me quickly change presentations real quick. Yep. Right, that looks about right. Okay, so there's a few things I want to talk about here. So, the first thing is the breaks in the editing schedule. So, I did talk about this in my last video. But Aragor, my editor, Aragor Draggy's team needs annual breaks throughout various months of the year just to generally refresh. And sometimes I might do a little bit of that myself, just depending on, you know, how heavy the burden has been and all that. But yeah, we do need little breaks here and there. And as you can see, I have had a talk with Aragor and all of the parties involved regarding this. We've had a proper discussion of what to do in regards to the breaks, and as you can see, we've highlighted all of the months. So the months highlighted in green, which is January, February, March, May, June, July, September, and November. The months highlighted in green are the months when he's free to edit with me, and the months highlighted in red, which is April, August, October, and December, are the months where we had the breaks. I'll still be going to see him during those months, just we won't be editing. So it's gonna be more. So basically, the months highlighted in green are the more busier months. And then the months highlighted in red are the more quieter months, when we're just taking time to ourselves and recuperate. Now, I have noticed maybe one or two conflicts in the schedule of the breaks. With, if you see the birthday unboxing video in August, and also the look back on the year between November and December, you know, I found a few little complications, a few little things that might get in the way, but you know, I'm sure we can work something out. I'm sure we'll cross those bridges when we come to them. You know, it's a little while before August, so I'm sure we've got time to talk things out and work on something. I'm sure we can work on something in that time. But yeah, the next thing I want to talk about is pre-rendered intros and outros. So basically, we decided to revamp the intro and outro sequence. So the intro and outros have been very kind of convoluted here and there. You know, where we've just been re-rendering, like making them all from scratch. You know, a different a different intro and outro sequence depending on the series and all that kind of stuff. So it's a little convoluted, and basically what we've decided to do is make a standard, a couple variations of basically just a couple of variations of just pre-rendered intros and outro sequences. So everything's all pre-rendered now. So we're no more having to make everything from scratch. It's literally just a case of dropping the pre-rendered intro and outro in the position they need to be, adding the effect, adding the fade effects if necessary, and basically that's all we need to do. So we went down this approach just because it would be much easier. It would save us a lot of time and a lot of stress, quite frankly. I don't know why I was doing all that before. I don't know, I was just being a little bit ambitious. I feel like I might have, I don't know, I feel like I might have lost myself a little bit somewhere along the way. But yeah, I think this is the way going forward. So as you can see, we've got it's very, very standardized, just with the intro, the intro sequence just being what we've had before, just sort of pre-rendered. And if you notice, there's a new effect in the background there. Done a bit of work on that as well. And then the outro sequence is again more, it's standardized, but it's going to be the same thing each one, just pre-rendered. So obviously we've got the thank you for watching, and then just all the information, the like, subscribe, so I don't have to do that myself because I hate doing that in videos. And because of that, that means I don't have to do it in videos anymore. I can just have it there without ever having to say it. Also leaving a like if you want, and then just a little thing to say that the credits are in the description, because doing this means I can no longer have the credits in the outro. So instead, I'm just going to have it in the description and have that little reminder there for anyone who... So if anyone happens to find my videos, if any of the developers happen to stumble upon and think, hey, you can't do that, you're not crediting us. Well, there's a little reminder saying that the credits are in the description. Yeah, so anyway, we just decided this would probably be for the best, just because it would save us a lot of time, and I think it would allow us to get things done much quicker because we have less to worry about. So yeah, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do with the intro and outro going forward. And also, any videos I may have had already waiting to go out before the break, I'm going to have re-edited to have the new intro and outro, the new pre-rendered intro and outro, replacing the old one. Yeah, I know I have at least one video that was ready to go up before the break, but any videos that I have ready that was waiting to go out, I'm just gonna have redone with the new intro and outro. Just before I go, out of the old, in with the new. I do know I have at least one video that was ready to go out, but yeah, we'll do that. Okay, and also I've also done the same for the trailers as well, with obviously the intro being my my banner, my logo, and then presents, and then obviously the announcement video, which is just me talking about the game and that and all the information about the game and such. And then the outro is just going to be coming soon, and there may be more versions of this depending on various things. Like, for example, if I have other side series coming, like I don't know, like a reading a comment series or other series. As time goes on, I might make more pre-renders for different variations of the intro and outro. But this is basically what we're going with. This is the format we're going with going forward, which I think is a lot simpler, and it will save us tons of time, tons and tons of time. Okay, another thing I want to talk about is my approach to the Let's Plays going forward, because there is a little bit of a change there as well. So, again, this is all relating to the little talk I had with my editor, and they put a few suggestions forward, and I have thought about it, and I agree, it's probably a good idea. So, and I'm probably going to talk about this. I'm probably going to talk about this again during my during the channel update video, but this is just the stuff that I want to get this out of the way now, since I do need to talk about this a little bit, since you are going to notice the changes pretty early, you know, pretty soon, because I am starting on a few things as well soon, so it's probably best for me to talk about this now before it actually happens, you know. So, we we have more variety on the channel. My plan towards Let's Plays now is to have maybe 2 or 3 Let's Plays going out at once. So the idea is I'll record an episode of something, then I'll edit it, then I'll release it, and then I'll keep randomly switching back and forth between maybe like, I don't know, a few games, and you know, I'll keep randomly alternating between games, and then once one is finished, I'll replace it with another one, and so on and so forth. So it's going to be in a similar system to what other Let's Players are doing, like, you know, how Markiplier and Jacksepticeye have multiple Let's Plays going out at a time, just recording them as, you know, just recording them one at a time, then releasing them. So it's kind of like that. This is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, but because of the schedule and because of the editing schedule and how I only edit a couple days a week, and, you know, I wasn't sure if it's going to work. So instead of just focusing on one Let's Play from start to finish, bulk recording, I'm just going to record one episode of a series, of like, have a few series going, record an episode one at a time, and then just keep randomly switching back and forth between games, just, you know, just so we've got a bit more variety and so we keep things fresh, so that things don't get stale like they have been with Sonic Adventure. Sorry about that, by the way. But yeah, this is what we're doing going forward. It's just so we have more variety, and so we don't get sick of the same thing over and over. Because I will admit, Sonic Adventure has been getting a little bit stale, and I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on the other Let's Plays just to make up for that. So again, once I feel like it's been long enough since I've done Sonic Adventure, like obviously part 12, I'll release part 12, and after that I'll focus on other stuff as well. Focus on that for a bit until I feel like it's been long enough where it's a nice change, and then after that I'll just keep randomly alternating between games. But yeah, this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time, but I was just unsure about how to actually go about doing it. And maybe as I gain more confidence, I will consider adding more Let's Plays to the ongoing list. Also, I'm not going to be doing the progress vlogs anymore, or if I do, they're not going to be like, if I do still do them, I don't know, I'm still debating. Basically, I'm not going to do them as frequently. If I do make a report, it's going to be something significant, if something comes up. But there's not going to be a video every week like there used to be. If there is one, it's going to be if it's something significant to announce. Or maybe I could still do them, but only in the form as a blog post on my Discord. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. Again, if you have any ideas on feedback, you know, I'd very much appreciate your feedback regarding that. If you think I should still keep doing the weekly reports in the form of a blog post in my Discord, or whether I should just stop it altogether, please do let me know in the comments. I would very much appreciate any feedback you can give me. But that's what we're thinking right now. So yeah, no weekly reports, or if I do, it's going to be on occasion or just as a blog post. But again, do let me know in the comments what you think is the best way to go about that. I would very much appreciate any feedback you might have. Okay, and so this is my ongoing list. So these are the 4 games that I'll keep randomly switching back and forth between for the next while. So Sonic Adventure, obviously, and then obviously starting with Mad Father, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the PC version, and Halo Reach, or the Halo Saga. And as we finish one game, I will put another one in to fulfill its place, so that there's always a few Let's Plays going out once. As soon as one finishes, I will immediately put another one in its place, so we always have a few series going out at once. Also, the Halo Saga, for the most part, will be co-op, so it'll be a collab. That's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, the idea is these are the four games that I'll keep alternating back and forth between at random, just to keep things fresh, so we don't get too bored of the same thing over and over again, like we were with Sonic. Yeah, I'll just keep switching back and forth between these, and as soon as one finishes, I'll throw another one in to replace it immediately. That's the idea. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to talk about is repurposing my laptop during guides and hints during Let's Plays. And you know what? I don't even need this now. I don't even need this. I can just close this and go back to my other presentation. But yeah, so basically, something else I've been doing a lot of is basically, so I've kind of repurposed my laptop. So I've kind of set it up so it's so I can just get it out whenever I need. Obviously, I'm not going to use it through all of my Let's Plays. Maybe like the biggest example I can think of really is the only games I can think where I'm going to need a guide for the whole Let's Play, I think, is probably Persona, like the Persona games, and probably Danganronpa during the class trials, just because I am taking breaks in between episodes and I might forget what happened last episode, so I'll just follow a guide just to make sure I don't mess up in the trial. And you know, so that's my plan basically. Just now, I am also going to be very open going forward, like whether I have to use guides, whether I have to go on easy mode. You know, I'm going to be very open about that. If I feel like I have to use a guide or little hints here and there in the Let's Plays, I'm just going to come out and say it at the very beginning. Obviously, I'm going to try and do it myself if I can, but if I'm having difficulty or if I'm losing patience, I'm just going to go straight to a guide or hints if I have to. You know, I'll just keep the laptop up beside of me in case I need help. For the most part, I'll try and do it myself, but if the option's there. I won't resort to it immediately, but the option's there if I need it. And again, the only games I can think of right now where I'll need a guide throughout the whole series is really Persona, just because of I'm not very good with time management, and I want to make sure I get the best out of my social links and the best out of my time in the game, so I don't mess anything up. So that's the only exception of having a guide for the entire series. I'll have notes here and there for particular puzzles and games, because I'm not too good with puzzles. Like there are like some games where I really hate, like there are one or two puzzles that stump me that I just cannot get past, and I need a little bit of help. I'm not the best at puzzles. Like I'm all right for the most part, but there's always there's always at least one puzzle that I just can never get past in a game. So if I need help, if I need a hint, I'm just gonna come out and say it and just get a guide if I need it. Again, try to do it on my own if I can, but at least if I need it, the option is there. And yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to. I think that's everything I want to talk about to you guys about the coming changes. Again, there's a lot more videos coming out. There's a lot more I have planned. There's a much bigger channel update video coming out at a later point where I'll touch upon a lot more things. Some of what I've been talking about here will be mentioned, obviously, and some other stuff as well. You know, this is just a more simplified rundown of some of the more immediate changes in that video. You know, this is the more like broken down of the more prominent immediate features we're going to be noticing. But again, that's going about do it for this video. As always, thank you for watching. If you obviously, the usual stuff. Leave a comment if you want. Leave a like if you want. And yeah, with all that said, I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, and have a good day, you guys.